The Square Ball Podcast.
Hello there and welcome to the show. It's Dan here with Michael, with Chris Mack, as we bring you a Square Ball update in a show that's brought to you with Levi Solicitors. How are your Levi Solicitors 90th birthday month celebrations going on? Have you been up to much?
It's been one non-stop party. I have not slept.
Well, I had a street party over the weekend.
Did you?
Yep.
Did you? Yeah, I've been just celebrating 15% discount across 3 special legal services, being lasting powers of attorney, the wills, and obviously your conveyancing.
Did you have banners made?
Always tattoos. I'll reveal them on an upcoming show.
Right.
All across the back.
Yeah. Just waiting for it to heal.
It's quite a spectacle.
LeviSolicitors.co.uk/the Square Ball to get that. 15% discount, wills, conveyancing, lasting powers of attorney, usual 10% discount on your legal fees and all the other services. That's until the end of this month, Levi's 90th birthday month. To the show then, and international weekend it's ongoing actually as we speak, because our Tanaka, generational talent, our Tanaka, is currently playing at the time of recording for Japan.
Against Australia, yeah. It's 0-0 after 36 minutes.
Are we going to do live updates on the score so people can hear them in real time, but after the event and edited down afterwards?
Well, does it mean I get to do my Charlie Nicholas impression?
Show us that.
No. I'm too shy.
I think really the key here is just checking in to make sure he's not injured. It's hard because part of me wants him to be subbed off, but then I know as soon as he's subbed off, I'll be like, oh shit, why has he been subbed off? What have you done that for? What's wrong with him? I mean, Japan are so clear in that group. Give him a rest.
Well, I mean, they did against Saudi Arabia.
Mm.
So I think we all collectively exhaled and breathed a sigh of relief when he wasn't in that starting 11. Sat that one out. But he's playing this one.
Would you almost not rather he played last week and was rested for this, given that we're playing on Friday?
Yes,
Yeah,
Chris.
ideally, I would. I mean, shouldn't even be playing Australia. It's Asian qualifying. Grow up, Australia. You're not in Asia. Stop pretending. Just because they wanted to qualify, didn't they? Because they had to go into a playoff, didn't they, when they were still in Australasia? So they went and pretended they were in Asia for the sake of.
It was a very bold
qualifying.
move. Bold move, though, to move the whole continental landmass.
But like England saying, we're going to play in like CONCACAF because we think it'd be easier to get into tournaments and stuff. Kick them out, that's what I say. Unless you're an Australian listening to this, in which case, thank you for listening.
We appreciate you.
But someone's got to pay for the crimes of Harry Kewell.
This is true. Junior Firpo continues to be a free spirit, doing whatever he likes for the Dominican Republic by the looks of it. I'm sure you've seen by now, if you haven't, 2 goals in a 5-0 win over Antigua and Barbuda. Is that how you pronounce it?
Let's say yes.
Yes.
Yeah. One of them was a Panenka.
Yeah, Panenka penalty. At 4-0 up in the 92nd minute to score a Panenka. It's a little bit cheeky, isn't it?
It's fairly low
disrespectful.
jeopardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little bit knock around with the kids in the park sort of territory. And also looking at FOTMob, because I was trying to see where he played, because obviously he's got the number 3, but as we know, he roams. He looks like he was on the right-hand side behind a striker in this game.
I'm not sure how accurate these are from seeing like some smaller internationals, but I could well believe it. For their second goal, actually, he pops up. The highlight just begins with him on the edge of their box, and he gets bundled over or he falls over. It's kind of hard to tell, and then it's like complete slapstick defending.
I have to say, I'm sure Junior Firpo probably had designs on playing for Spain initially, and when that didn't materialise, he's gone for Dominican Republic. What a move, though. I mean, what a move. He gets to buzz off to the Caribbean.
It's the best qualifying group for holidays.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. You get to buzz off to the Caribbean once a month, especially as you get into these winter months now. And just go knock around with your mates at a level that's probably not going to be all that great.
Yeah, it's better than going off to play in like Slovakia when it's freezing, isn't it, or something? Or when you get into the darker winter months of the international duty. So yeah, he's done well. I'm intrigued by their team in general, because there's a guy called, at number 14, called Moscow, which I think may be a pseudonym. Maybe that's what he's gone to do.
What, when he left us, Moscow?
Potentially.
Play for the Dominican Republic.
Got to get some Dominican Republic.
I didn't realise he qualified.
Well, who knows? But yeah, I don't honestly know. It looks like they had Tom Kerwin playing, did Antigua, so that's interesting as well. Just looking at the teams there. And yeah. And Tongi. What an interesting lineup this has been.
Is that Leandro Griffith as well?
Let's say yes. It was Griffith, wasn't it? It was Griffith.
Just tip exit out though.
That's Terry Griffiths,
Right. The old
former snooker player.
The old snooker player, right?
Yeah, he's in his 80s, I think.
Yeah, excellent. Right. So hang on a second. They're playing Antigua and Barbuda again.
Yes, they're playing
today.
They were away, then they're playing them at home.
Could they not have just played once and counted the result twice?
Like Sunday League rules.
That's what we did at school, I remember once.
Yeah, when the time runs out at the end of a season.
Yeah.
Should have played Antigua and then Barbuda. Is that what you're...
I mean, that information did come from the it did come from the Leeds United website, so there's also a chance it's wrong. But I've not bothered to check.
It's the Nations League. I think CONCACAF has its own version of the Nations League now too.
Okay.
It is just like a double header.
Fair enough. But I mean, he can score some more goals, can't he? It'll be who knows where he gets to play.
What else has happened then in this international window? Mateo Joseph, a hat trick for the Spain 21s against Kazakhstan.
3 tap-ins. Really, really, really pleasing to watch him score 3 tap-ins because, it's the most number 9, I think, that he's looked.
Have you seen the footage, Michael, of him? I think he's been mixing the old hairdo up. Because he's had sort of like braids or cornrows or similar sort of appearance. And I think it looked a little bit more flamboyant and voluminous.
I liked it when it was fluffier.
Right.
Bring it back.
What other tips have you got for him in terms of hair care?
Just enjoy it while it lasts.
Right.
Soft space. Just be disciplined, but enjoy it.
Yeah. Look after it.
Yeah, exactly.
Good lad. Thank you very much. Wales 2-2 with Iceland. Joe Rodon was in the side there. Beat Montenegro 1-0 with Darlow and Rodon.
Still not conceded a goal, has he? Carl Darlow, I don't think, for Wales. I think he's kept a couple of clean sheets.
Don't you start.
Could be, should they start together against Sheffield United? No, probably not. Bimelier. Just something to talk about, isn't it?
Yes.
Should we have a heated debate about something that's definitely not going to happen?
We could do if you want.
Why do you think he should definitely start?
French things.
Oh, okay, cool.
The basis of evidence.
Okay.
Right. What else do we have to talk about? Well, let's go to you then, Chris, on this. Let's defer to you about Willy Gnonto, because you write about Italian football and you know stuff about it. I don't.
And they're playing the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah, I mean, it's the winner gets to keep Catholicism.
Yeah, that is a very heavily Catholic game, is that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Gnonto came off at half-time in the game against San Marino, which was the one that sparked the whole, because he was texting on the sideline and stuff. Maybe he'll get 45 minutes again tonight. I would be quite happy if he did.
Are the Republic of Ireland under 21s any better than the senior team?
It couldn't be any worse.
Because, yeah.
Well, I think that the thing with Ireland over the last few years is a lot of, they usually show quite a bit of promise at underage level, but they all end up playing in League One and the Championship, and then it doesn't ever seem to translate. You're always hearing about the next big thing.
The Troy Parrott trajectory.
Well, Troy Parrott's banging them in for AZ Alkmaar now, which is maybe something to be said for that trajectory of players, English, Irish, Scottish, whatever. There's no point sitting around on loan at Millwall when you can just go and live in, some leafy European city and score 10, 15 goals a season.
What's happened to that boy Ferguson at Brighton? Has Jorginho Ruta gone and ruined his career?
I don't think he has played very much. I haven't really kept eyes on him.
Could we have him?
What? I mean,
they could release him on a free, and we could sign him on a free.
I think they probably would want some money for him.
What if we asked really nicely?
Could try.
Well, when he was playing for Ireland, I think he made his debut against France, and everyone was getting on he'll be the guy to really take us up to the next level. He's not going to be, though, because he's playing up front by himself, not with no service, and basically dropping to the edge of his own box to pick up the ball. So you can only have so much impact in a team that is absolutely rubbish. It's awful.
Right.
We were saying earlier, their most high-profile player is probably Matt Doherty, who is awful. He's a right back who can't defend.
Did you enjoy watching England, Michael, over the weekend?
I enjoyed not watching England. That's what I would say. I just couldn't be bothered.
Yeah,
I can't be asked. Friendlies it's friendly, if it's a friendly or not,
Well, I think
whatever
it
it
was
is.
Nations League.
It's
wasn't it?
friendly, isn't it? It's the stuff they brought in to try. They rebadged friendlies, didn't they, as the Nations League? But no, I didn't watch it.
Right.
Couldn't be bothered.
What did you think of it then?
Carsley out.
Right.
Bold fraud.
Okay.
Another.
Mm.
Clearly. I can't bring myself to be bothered.
The Greece thing was dead funny.
Yeah, I must admit, in some ways, I'm quite pleased to see Carsley's not just winning all these easy games, because it then means they could have easily parachuted him in to the job. You know, in that way that sometimes when a caretaker gets put in, and clearly the chairman, Ken Bates, is thinking, hopefully this goes well so I don't have to spend any money and get a manager in. And I think that was probably the plan with Carsley, that we'd cruise through these games and they go, but look how good this is. Continuity will keep the Southgate thing going, which actually everyone hated towards the end, but we'll keep it going. But maybe they'll have to appoint someone better now.
Right.
Is the thinking with Carsley not the same as with Southgate, where it was under age manager, coaches the senior team? Because it worked with Spain and De La Fuente. They won the Euros with a guy who hasn't really coached much at senior level, and then Argentina won the World Cup with, I know their manager Scaloni did have Messi, which maybe there's something slightly more to that, but he's also won, Copa America, 2 Copa Americas maybe. So
I can see the logic to it, but does it work in England? I don't know why. I just feel like it's not going to work for some reason here. I mean, Southgate was a success, I suppose, but I never actually thought it was any good. So I find it hard to shake that, even though evidence tells me he did quite a good job. I'm refusing to change my opinion that we should have probably won something.
You should double down.
That's what I'm doing, basically. Yeah.
Good lad. While you're on the line, Brendan Aronson, obviously your rampant anti-American agenda, well known by now.
Of course.
Played 78 freedom minutes of the USA's win against Thomas Christensen's Panama.
Mm-hmm. And then he plays Mexico about an hour before the Sheffield United game, which is great news. Yes, that's the early hours of Wednesday. He's playing that, and it's in Mexico, which is quite far from Leeds. So
yeah, I can see the rub there.
It's quite a. I mean, I know they're not exactly. He's not stuck on Ryanair, is he? But it's not ideal.
Do you think they should open a Guadalajara to Leeds Bradford route?
How far outside actual Guadalajara would the airport that they fly from be, though? That's the question.
It's Ryanair,
New York.
So it's in Texas or something. But it's just a bit unfair, really, to make him play twice in a row. But I'm prepared to make him.
Okay.
Have you seen that Christian Pulisic has been sent back to Italy for Milan because of his what they called a match load? This is the USMNT's official statement, basically that he's played too many minutes and they want to manage him and stuff. So Pulisic has played 720 minutes this season for club. Brendan Aronson's played 715.
So you've got 5 minutes he can play.
So yeah, you can only play 5 minutes in this game.
Can he play the first 5 and then get on a plane? Sub him off.
He beat the traffic as well, getting out of the stadium if he leaves after 5 minutes.
Yeah.
No shower, straight on the plane.
My dad's approach to
straight on the plane in full kit.
Right. They'll have a shower on board a fancy plane, will they? Do they do that?
It's got wet wipes.
Right.
Get some from Boots in the airport.
Oh, right.
On.
A dirty boy's wash, eh?
Well, Aronson's that skinny that when the little suction thing comes on, he might end up going out of the plane entirely.
Oh, bless him. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Anything else from the international break that we want to round up on an international front, or should we go domestic?
What's happened domestically?
Keith Stroud has retired. One of our favourite referees.
Yeah. This news came from El Loco Joe with underscores on Twitter.
Yeah. Joe always looks out for the refs who are doing the upcoming games so we can see what dickhead ref we're going to get.
But yeah, he's retired as Keith Stroud. And as you know,
he's farmhand.
As you know, you can't libel the retired.
Is that right?
So we can free. I think that's right.
Let's assume so.
I think that's what. Yeah, that is the. I'm pretty certain. That's the law.
Yeah.
And so now, what do we think he's up to? Yeah,
farmhand.
Yeah, maybe gone full Warnock, bought his own farm.
Right.
Is it a farm? He was on a tractor once, wasn't it? It must be a farm.
I heard he's doing a full travelling show of Babe.
Right. The musical.
Yeah.
Babe the musical. Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
But it's a shame we won't see Keith. his little miniature presents.
Yeah, like a man, only smaller.
Yeah. What was it? What were his original crimes?
He just refed a game badly, I think, for us.
Okay. Was it a Brentford game?
It was Brentford when it all fell apart and Pablo cried. He should have given us a penalty quite early in that game.
Right.
So we accused him of
interfering with pigs.
Yeah.
Without any basis.
Should be said. It was just a joke, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just a joke.
It was, but no smoke without fire. Even if we did start the fire, like Billy Joel.
Don't really know.
In fact, no, he didn't start the fire, did he? That's the point of the song.
There was no fire.
Anyway, yeah, he's retired. Parag's in town.
Yes.
Meeting with the Supporters Trust. I'm going to this.
Right.
They've made tickets available for members. So that's in the East Stand on Thursday night.
Are you going to surreptitiously record it? I mean, you don't have to say on this recording if you don't want, because that might give the game away. Are you going to surreptitiously record it like you did that Bates one that time?
Yeah, we never released that, did we? Yeah. It's been transcribed in the past.
Did you not play it in the extra ball once?
Oh,
yeah, I remember listening to it.
Oh, maybe.
Have we still got it somewhere?
Probably.
On an email or whatever?
Yeah, I'll have it somewhere. I mean, the contents of it has been,
it's been stripped of all meaning now.
It's been discussed in the past, but and it was probably better to have it transcribed than to have to hear
Didn't you call him a big piss-soaked Nazi? Have I imagined that?
Some things didn't need saying.
No.
So it was evident to all that.
Oh, so you didn't say that?
I didn't say that,
good.
No.
That's good.
But I did think it. Whereas Parag, I will not say that to him.
Yeah. A bad word about the man.
No. I mean, it'll be... Parag. The problem with Parag is he's good at this stuff. So he won't give a single thing away, will he? They might let people have a little... I reckon he might have a picture of the new stadium on his phone. He'll turn it quickly and let people see it.
Yeah.
And then he'll go, that's it, there you know.
Yeah, but not let people take a picture of the picture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'll just show it really quick so no one can see it.
He can do these things in his sleep.
Indeed. But yeah, I mean, there'll be questions about Red Bull and he'll say, no, they're definitely not selling to Red Bull. And that'll be it. I'm going to phone go, well...
Stadium, though. Think about the stadium. That's going to be good, isn't it?
Yep.
That's what he'll say.
Yeah, basically.
Which is it's good. Just do some stuff. Show some pictures.
We do need some pictures. That would get people excited.
Put a date on it.
Maybe they're not showing us pictures because there's big Red Bulls all over it.
Maybe.
And it would.
The daft thing is, we know that pictures exist. We know that there's a time frame that's been spoken about behind the scenes, but they're just not letting it out yet.
I feel like there's slightly more important things to worry about in the next 6 months than the stadium.
Yeah, so, but throw us a bone.
I struggle to get too interested in it because, was it 2026 provided Leeds get promoted before anything else really happens on it?
But that's dead soon. That's actually really soon.
Yeah, but there's another 37 championship games to worry about.
And we're going to win them all.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Can ask him about signing players in January too, and he'll say, we'll review the market. We'll make an appropriate decision. That reminds me, actually, we've not really spoken. Lucas Radaby's going to be there too, though. Oh, that's good. That's more exciting. Yeah, look at Lucas. Look, he's here. That's good. Wait till we'll ask about Red Bull. Yeah. Lucas, can you take this one? Yeah. Did you get shot once, Lucas? Talk about that. I was going to say domestic transfer matters. Chick Coyote, who's been the one that's been linked. We don't know still what's going on there. Because Graham Bailey announced he'd signed. Yeah, and then I was about to, but then backpedaled a little bit over the weekend saying, not sure what's going on there. Did hear some rumours like there's a medical scheduled. Heard somewhere that he might have failed a medical, that Leeds might have changed their mind. It's just impossible to know. So what's happened? Speculate on it wildly. What, just something untrue? Anything, yeah. He couldn't get a house that both of his wives are happy with. Right. So they've just pulled the plug on the whole thing. The two wives thing is just a rumour at this stage as well. I don't know if it's on his Wikipedia page. Oh, so it must be true. So it's true.
There's been some reports this morning that a medical is happening, but not sure how reliable said people are. Right. Just from the past. Said person also said that Bielsa had resigned moments before his press conference in January 2019.
Michael, with your expertise, your sort of physiotherapy background, like knowledge of the human body and all that,
You're speaking to a man who has currently a broken back.
How did you
been staggering around the office like a pensioner.
How did you hurt your back?
Moving a bag of bark chippings out of the car, which actually is in some ways relatively respectable because I was at least trying to lift something fairly heavy. I've done it in the past, like putting a plate in a dishwasher and putting things in a bin.
Or have you done sneezing? Have you tried that one yet? Where you sneeze and you put it out?
No, I've never done it with the sneeze.
Yeah.
It does hurt though when I do sneeze.
Right.
So hopefully.
Are you all right?
No. In short, no. But yeah, what was your question?
I was just going to say, with your expert knowledge of the human body,
Correct.
what sort of tests are you going to be running during this medical? If it's you who's in charge, obviously they probably can't afford your consultancy fees because they're so high. But assuming they get the lads down at Thorpe Arch to do it,
I'll see if he can do 10 press ups,
right?
and then wave him through.
Is that it?
10 press ups and burpees because they're hard.
Which of the burpees? Are where you stick your legs out behind you,
Yeah, those ones tiring.
like a horizontal jump,
Star jump, squat, thrust.
right?
Some of them, 10 press ups. Welcome to the team.
Have you ever seen when they get like a tape measure out when they show like footage of the medicals? I thought, have you seen that? What would you measure his head circumference? Make sure he can get a shirt over his head, for example.
They can be adjusted.
Important things like that.
We saw Count Palmer used to snip the collar of his Thistle Hotel shirt, didn't he? Because his head couldn't get through.
Yeah, measuring the legs as well. Yep, that looks long enough to me.
Get the wee hammer like on the knees. Then he starts squealing in pain. You go, are you injured?
I mentioned it before, the old Sunderland documentary where they're trying to sign, I can't remember the guy's name, he's an Israeli striker, and he turns up and they basically go, "You all right?" And he goes, "Yep." And then they do some scans and he's got a broken leg. And he's had loads of work done on it, it turns out.
Did he have a cast on it as he arrived?
But yeah,
he was hiding it under some big trousers.
Absolutely trying to bluff his way through it, and they're asking him about it, and he's like, all good as far as I'm concerned.
Did he turn up in massive cargo trousers, like cargo pants?
Yeah, they didn't sign him.
No.
In the end.
No, a broken leg will generally.
I think it was like it wasn't obviously a proper break because he was walking, but I think he had a kind of a hairline fracture or something, and it was a generally fucked leg that he was in possession of.
I'd be all right with that.
I mean, Kouyaté is old. Presumably, we'll be signing him on.
I mean, he's younger than you.
On a deal to the. Yeah, but I'm not suggesting pitching up in midfield for the rest of the season, am I?
I thought you might not be far off. You're available on a free.
Yeah. I think probably give me 5 minutes off the bench is as much as I can hope for.
Well, that's all I need.
At this stage in my career.
Somebody to cover. I mean, if you want, I could try and get in touch with some people at the club. Put your name forward.
I'm like LeBron James. I need limited minutes to get the best out of me.
I'm starting to wonder what the point of Charlie Crew being there is. If you're so desperate to get a midfielder that you're going for someone who's available on a free, and it seems like they maybe have some concerns about fitness or whatever, then what's the point of having him in the squad if you're not going to?
Or it'll be, well, Archie Gray's 10-year-old brother, we think he's nearly ready. Just bring him through. Get him playing.
It's possible. I've just looked at the guy, Ronan Harazi, his name was. They were going to spend 400 grand on him. It turned out he had a metal rod in his leg and a hairline fracture. He was so close to being fit. So close. But
First question. Do you set off airport scanners as you walk through? Yeah.
I suppose the thing with Crew is it's just that it's a backup for if you play him. I mean, the plan may be to buy Kouyaté and still play Crew ahead of him for the most part. But if he does fail, you can then throw an old man to the wolves rather than a child.
Yeah. No, I agree. They definitely need someone because if you look at how many games there are between now and maybe the start of January, and our midfield looks like it could potentially get overrun on a busy day, especially if you're going to play 2-3 games in a week. So they do need someone, but
Tanaka not injured as yet. He's made it to half time, everyone. So that's good news.
And nothing could possibly go wrong from here.
FotMob's wrong though. It's saying he's giving him 6.8.
Right.
It's a bit anti-Leeds. But anyway, yeah, 0-0 at half time. And he's still going strong. Or is in a cast at half time.
They've upgraded him to 7.0 on SofaScore.
Oh, have they?
From 6.7. So he must have.
That's more like it.
Must have done something.
Just before we sign off, can you remember why we spoke about Tamworth last week? We do a lot of nonsense on this show, and I can't remember why Tamworth came up.
Was something? No. See, I've read some like tweet replies and mailbag stuff since then, so I've got a few things in my head, but I know they're not true because that's what somebody else has said.
Whatever the reason was, we spoke about Tamworth. I might have to go back and listen and find out what it was. We have had some Tamworth updates, but we'll share those with you on Thursday's update. I'm not saying it's been a quiet week.
We play them in.
That's it.
In that weird little half non-league Johnston's Paint,
the child thing,
checker trophy thing.
Right. Yeah.
That's why we play them.
Yes, we did have some really important Tamworth updates, which I think they're strong enough to just tease now for Thursday's show. So look out for that. In the meantime, we will wrap up this one and speak to you later in the week. See you soon.
The Square Ball Podcast.